Okay, Max, tell me again what the other player told you during games.
So the goalkeeper in futsal, he said some really bad stuff to me, and it just made me get really emotional. In my game, and I barely get emotional in soccer. And this guy told me I'm a I'm an illegal immigrant, even though I was born in America. He said Trump is gonna get me and send me back to where I used to live, and I was born in America. I don't live anywhere else. And then he called me an effing B word, and I just don't get why kids like to say those stuff. It makes me really sad that how they just control their power like that. They think they have power, and it's just not nice.
So I posted this video yesterday on my Facebook about this little Asian boy who had a goalkeeper say this to him. And, it's one of the childhood traumas that I suffered, people telling me to go back to where I came from. And I'm like, Lone Poke, California, motherfucker, don't threaten me with a good time because it's better than this shitty ass Pennsylvania weather I'm living in. And then this guy decided to comment this on my video. No wonder kids are so fucked up. It was another kid talking to him to screw up his concentration. We did that all the time when I was a kid. We said some really vile stuff to each other. We didn't go off crying. We either talked back, or if it was bad, we kicked their ass. But I guess that is what happens when you don't keep score. First of all, nobody said anything about keeping score. But see, there's like healthy shit talking, like you run like a turtle, you throw like a T-Rex, because throwing like a girl is no longer an insult, because I'll kick your motherfucking ass. But anyway, that's not how we want to raise our kids, right? And you want to act like we're all okay? You want to act like saying vile things to each other is fucking normal? What is happening? That's not shit talking. He was threatening him. This is a real threat that's happening right now, Scott Vincent. This is literally happening to people that don't look like you and that look like him. That is a threat. That is not shit talking. That is being hold on, wait for it, PUSSIES. The way I see it is that you are that. Because if you were confident in your athletic skills, you would just be a goalie. Instead of having to say vile, your words, not mine, threatening, low masculinity bullshit, toxic masculinity, whatever the fuck you want to call it, whatever words we're using these days, right? That's being a pussy. You're the fucking pussy, because you can't even just play the sport. You're choosing to be vile. You're choosing to dysregulate someone's nervous system to win a futsal game at 10 years old. What is your nervous system like, sir? How is your health? Are you okay? Are you okay? And I mean this. Are you okay? Because if that's your perception in life and that's how you were raised, I'm concerned for your health. I'm not concerned for your health. I don't give a shit what you do or what choices you make. But I would actually invite you to maybe recognize and kind of see what's going on in your world. Your body keeps the score. And your body might be trying to tell you something. I'm no doctor. I just know energy. And I think that if you were raised to believe that if you don't spit out vile words to people, then you're that. I really, really encourage you to go talk to somebody about that.
So I saw this video of a 12-year-old little boy. His name is Max. He plays soccer, and he said that his opponents targeted him and called him an illegal immigrant and that he will be sent back to his country. How would another child use such words on him? Like, guys, we need to raise our kids, right? Kids, sincerely, kids are great imitators. I hope you know that. They watch us and replicate what they see us doing. You can just know the upbringing of a child when you see one. Why make such a statement against a fellow player? Bullying people, really, it's trash behavior. It's not okay. Like, we need to raise our kids better. We can do better, guys, sincerely, because this is just so sad. I'll roll out the other clips for you guys and just watch and we'll come back.
Is America great again yet? Because this is the Trump America that people clearly want. They say they like this shit, but now it's even getting to the kids because you see how young he is. He can't be older than 7 or 8, and he has to deal with being called potentially an illegal immigrant in a soccer game. It's like, now, don't get me wrong. Do kids trash talk during sports games? Yes. But are they saying stuff to this degree and that evil and that spiteful? No. So for that kid to know that rhetoric around that age shows how nasty and disgusting the world we are currently in, because he is clearly seeing it, whether it's on his phone, from his friends and family, somewhere, to be able to display that behavior. So yeah, I guess this is Trump's America and what they want.
Oh, this one broke me. Meet 12-year-old Max. He and his soccer team just finished and won a 2-month-long tournament, right? But instead of celebrating, he's in tears telling his mom about the awful things a kid said to him. They called him an illegal immigrant. Even though Max was born in America, he tried to make sense of it, saying, I was born here. I don't live anywhere else. As a child of immigrants born in the U.S., being bullied just for looking different, watching him try to process that as if he should understand it, it shattered me. What really hurts is seeing kids use words like weapons, thinking it gives them power. Max's mom shared the video on Facebook, not to stir drama, but to remind us all how much our words and actions impact each other, especially children. She said, kindness matters, and it starts with how we treat one another. She hopes that anyone seeing Max's tears will reflect on their behavior and remember to be more compassionate because, as she put it, the division and hate we see in our country are clearly reaching our children. And that's heartbreaking. This is one of those moments that hits different, reminds us that even small acts of cruelty can leave lasting scars. And teaching empathy starts at home.
A 12-year-old kid was called an illegal immigrant during a youth soccer game and told Trump was going to send him back. Yeah, a 12-year-old. I just watched this video and it honestly stopped me. The boy's name is Max. He's 12, born in the United States, and this happened during a youth soccer tournament that his team had just won after 2 months of playing. Instead of celebrating, he's standing there crying to his mom. He says another kid on the field kept calling him an illegal immigrant and told him Trump was going to get him and send him back to where he came from. And you can hear him repeating it like he's trying to make sense of it. He keeps saying, I was born in America. I've never lived anywhere else. That's the part that really hits. He's not yelling. He's not angry. He's genuinely confused. His mom later shared the video online and said she didn't do it for attention or drama. She said she was angry, heartbroken, and honestly speechless. CBS News and TMZ both covered it, and so far there's been no official response from the league or the teams involved. And what makes this so uncomfortable is realizing these aren't original thoughts. This is language kids are picking up from adults. When a 12-year-old is using deportation as a threat, that says a lot about the world they're growing up in. That video is hard to watch for a reason.
And this guy told me I'm an illegal immigrant even though I was born in America.
This is 12-year-old Max. Max and his soccer team had just completed and won a 2-month-long soccer tournament. But instead of celebrating that momentous accomplishment, Max was reduced to tears while describing to his mother the terrible and hateful words he says another child used to bully and harass him.
He said Trump is gonna get me and send me back to where I used to live, and I was born in America. I don't live anywhere else.
As a child of immigrants who was born here in the United States, as a kid who was bullied for looking and being different, and also as a new dad, watching Max tearfully try to make sense of what had just happened to him broke my heart in a million pieces. What was especially gut-wrenching is listening to Max trying to apply some type of adult logic and understanding to what was being said to him.
I just don't get why kids like to say those stuff. It makes me really sad that how they just control their power like that. They think they have power, and it's just not nice.
Sorry, Max.
We spoke to Max's mom after she posted this video on Facebook, and she told us that she did not do this to create controversy, but to remind people, quote, how deeply our words and actions can affect one another, especially our children. She shared it to remind us, and again, these are her words, kindness matters, and it starts with how we treat one another. She told us that her hope is that people who see this video and who see Max crying, bewildered by the hate that has just been levied against him, he hopes that people will be encouraged to reflect on the sentiment that we need to be more compassionate to one another. Max's mom told us she believes that, and again, this is a quote, the division and hate we see in our country are clearly reaching our children, and that's heartbreaking.
This is very sad. This is 12-year-old Max. Max and his team just won a soccer game, and he was heading home with his mom, and he was sharing a story to his mom, crying with tears in the car, telling his mom that a guy at school was bullying him and telling him bad words, that Trump is going to send him home back because he don't belong here, he wasn't born here. And Max is expressing how persons, even kids, are using these words as a weapon, like a powerful weapon to bully other kids. And it is very heartbreaking to listen to Max express this emotion like an adult, okay? They're telling him that he didn't born here, and Max is an American citizen. He was born here according to his mom. His mom shared the video on social media, and I am so broken as well because I am thinking about my daughter in school, and they're already bullying my daughter in school.
Y'all, you're not ready for this. 12-year-old Max was just told he's an illegal immigrant and that Trump is going to get me and send me back, and he was born right here in the U.S. Max had just won a 2-month-long soccer tournament, something that should have been pure celebration, but instead he ended up in tears. Watching him try to make sense of this, using adult logic to process pure hate, is absolutely gut-wrenching. Some kids just throw words around to feel powerful, not realizing the pain they cause, and it hits even harder when you see a child who's proud of himself being brought to tears over things he can't control. Max's mom shared the video on Facebook to remind everyone how much our words and actions matter, especially to kids. She wants people to see the real consequences of cruelty and how deeply it can scar a child. Her message is simple: kindness matters, and it starts with how we treat one another. She hopes people reflect, because the division and hate in our country are already reaching our children, and that is devastating. This isn't just bullying, it's a wake-up call for all of us to be more compassionate, speak up against hate, and protect our kids before words turn into lifelong scars.
This is the height of racism, and for it to be coming from a child to another child, it's just unbelievable, sincerely. This shows that racism and bullying isn't going to end with our generation, because parents are already passing on the baton to the younger generation. And the cycle will just keep going, and going and going. Come on, guys, we can do better. We can do better as parents, please. It is our responsibility to raise our kids right. It is the parents' responsibility. To think that this is just a child. This is a child who had just won a tournament, like a soccer game. He just won a competition, and his joy was stolen away. Did you see the medal on his neck? His team won. And because of jealousy, or I really don't even know what that is, jealousy or whatever, the goalkeeper from the opposing team called him an illegal immigrant just to spite him. Like, this is unacceptable on all levels. Sincerely, I don't even know how to place it. Guys, I'd like to read your comments about this, because for me, this is unacceptable, sincerely. But what are your comments? What are your views? Let us hear them. And as always, I want to give credit to all the original content I've used on my channel today. Thank you guys for joining me on my channel. Please let's read your comments below because I'm just speechless, sincerely.